I still remember the sound of my laptop hitting the driveway, thrown carelessly from my second-floor bedroom window. My textbooks followed, then my clothes raining down like confetti at the world's saddest parade. Your sister needs space for her career, my father shouted from above. She can't create content in that tiny guest room. Realistically, she actually has a future. I stood there in the growing dark, watching 18 years of my life scatter across our front lawn. My sister Amanda's smug face appeared at my window already measuring for ring light sand backdrop walls. Thanks for understanding, sis, she called down her face. Sympathy dripping like poison. I really need this room for my brand. You can crash on someone's couch, right? That 6 years ago, I was 3 months away from finishing my computer science degree, maintaining a 4.0 GPA while working part-time at a local tech startup. But none of that mattered to my parents. Alfie cared about was Amanda's budding career as a social media influencer. She has 50,000 followers. My mother would gush, she could be the next big thing. My achievements were met with indifference. Dean's list. That's nice, dear. But did you see Amanda's new TikTok? First place in the national coding competition. That's great, but your sister just got sponsored by a teeth whitening company. I picked up my laptop from the driveway, checking for damage. The screen was cracked, but the hard drive was intact. Thank God that laptop contained everything: my thesis project, my coding work, and most importantly, the business plan I'd been developing in secret. To leave your house key, my father called down, and delete the Netflix account from your devices. Amanda needs all the bandwidth for her streaming. He looked up at my childhood home at the window. That was no longer mine. At the parents who had chosen their influencer over their boring ones. Smoothing inside me hardened into steel. Fine, I said quietly, I'll leave the key, but keep Netflix password. You'll need something to watch while Amanda became famous. I hadn't meant it sarcastically, but my father's face darkened and he waited. Be bitter just because your sister has ambition. Not everyone can be a star, Lily. Some people are meant for ordinary lives. Ordinary, the word hit like a slap in their eyes. My sister's dream of internet fame was extraordinary, while my passion for technology was mundane. Straight A's were ordinary. My startup experience was ordinary. My NTRA extens was just ordinary. I gathered my belongings into my beat-up Honda Civic, thankful I'd at least had the foresight to buy my own car. My mother watched from the doorway, wringing her hands, but saying nothing. She'd stop at offending me years ago too. Dazzled by Amanda's growing follower count, I'm keeping my phone, I told them, but don't bother calling. I wouldn't want to Amanda's content creation shuttle. Don't be dramatic. My mother finally spoke. We're not kicking you out, we're just reprioritizing space for your sister's career. I laughed. Actual Logadiri. Is that what we're calling it? Well, what would you call it? Amanda appeared at the door, already testing angles for her. My sister moved out. Sympathy post. I'm the one with actual potential. You're just you, no doing computer stuff like auth app I'd been developing after horse at my startup job, like the business plan that had already caught the attention of 3 venture capital firms like the future I'd been quietly building while they were counting Instagram likes. But they didn't need to know about any of that. You're right, I said, closing my car door. I'm just doing computer ordinary stuff, nothing as important as being an influencer. My father nodded, satisfied that I finally understood my place. See, that's mature of you, Lily. Accepting reality. If only they knew. I drove to my best friend Maya's apartment. She'd already cleared space for me when I'd warned her this might happen. As I unloaded my scattered life from my car, my phone buzzed with notifications. First, an email from Venture First Capital, proposal accepted, meeting scheduled for Monday. Then, a message from my startup got your resignation letter. Sorry to lose you, but excited to see what you built. Let me know when you're ready for investors. Finally, a text from Amanda. Don't worry, I'll take good care of your room. Already my office tour video. I smiled, thinking of the laptop in my bag, its cracked screen protecting the future. They couldn't imagine they thought they were kicking out their ordinary daughter to make room for their extraordinary one. They had no idea what I was about to build. Maya was waiting at her door, helping me carry boxes. They really did. She said, shaking her head. They really chose her TikTok career over you. They did, I confirmed, setting down a box of textbooks. And you know what? They just gave me exactly what I needed, nothing left to lose. I pulled out my laptop, navigating to a folder labeled Project Phoenix, and sideways for everything I'd been working on for the past year: business plans, coda repositories, investor pitches. My Startupedia wasn't just good, it was revolutionary. A new social media platform that would make Instagram and TikTok look like MySpace venture. First wants to meet Monday, I told Maya, showing her the email. They're talking about a $2 million seed round. Her eyes widened. Dossier or family? No, I thought about Ammon dapperably, already redecorating my room with ring lights and iPhone stands about me. Parents so convinced that social media fame was the only path to success. No, I said, opening my laptop to continue coding. But they will when the time is right. They'll know exactly what thy ordinary daughter can do. My phone buzzed again, another text from Amanda. By the way, can you Venmo me $50 needed for airing light? Think of it as rent for storing your stuff in the garage. I left there on read and turned back to my code. Let them think I was crying on a friend's couch, mourning my lost bedroom. Let them believe I was just the boring Zeph who couldn't compete with social media stardom. In 6 years, they'd understand exactly what they'd thrown out with my laptop. 6 years later, the headline in Tech Weekly said it all: Phoenix Social hits 500 million users. Phil Lilly Parker named Forbes 30 under 30. I sat in my corner office on the 50th floor of Phoenix Tower, looking down AF City below my cracked laptop front that night. Sat in a glass display. Cassie on my wall, a reminder of where I started. Me. Phone buzzed with a message from Myono, my chief operating officer. They're here. The new janitorial staff is starting orientation in the lobby. I smiled, pulling up the security feed on me tablet. There they were, my parents sitting nervously in plastic chairs while HR went through their paper. Had no idea they were in my building, no idea that the company they'd just been hired to clean for was mine. A lot had changed in 6 years. Phoenix Social had exploded, becoming the fastest growing social media platform in history. Our algorithm made ins look primitive. Our creator tools made TikTok seem amateur. We'd gone public last year, the biggest tech IPO since Facebook, and Amanda, her influencer career had crashed spectacularly. Turns out follower count doesn't equal success when you can't adapt to changing platforms. When Phoenix Social emerged, she couldn't crack our algorithm, couldn't understand her content wasn't going viral anymore. I watched through the security feed as my father shifted uncomfortably in his chair. The recession had hit them hard. My parents had lost their house Theon with my old bedroom. When Dad's business failed, they'd been living in an Asmal apartment, taking whatever work they could find. They still didn't know about me. I changed my last name, Legalito Parker, and my public profile photos were carefully curated to be just unclear enough. They thought I was probably still doing computer stuff somewhere ordinary. My phone buzzed again. Amanda. This time she'd been trying to reach me more frequently since their troubles began. Lily, please, no. We weren't always nice to you. But family is family. Mom and Dad really need help. They're having to take cleaning jobs. It's humiliating. I left her on readjust like I had 6 years ago when she skipped for ring light money. The orientation videos started playing in Thalaby. I watched my parents' faces as they learned about Phoenix Social's meteoric rise, about our revolutionary technology, about our mysterious SEO hood, built the company from nothing. Miss Parker, my assistant's voice, came through the intercom. The board meeting about the new headquarters is in 10 minutes. Thank you, Sarah, and the other matter we discussed. Yes. Your parents have been assigned to the executable. They start tonight. Perfect. I spent the day in meetings. Akazine Elichik. The security feeds as my parents went through training. They looked so small now, so diminished. Me mother kept wiping her eyes when she thought no one was looking. My father's shoulders slumped with each new instruction about cleaning corporate offices at 6 p.m. I sent most of my staff home, keeping only security and a few key employees who knew my plan. Mayo came to my office grinning. Ready for this? I nodded, adjusting my desk. Slight lie, these should be here any minute, right? On cue, my office door opened. My parents stood there in their new uniforms, pushing a cleaning cart. They froze when they saw me, confusion crossing their faces as they tried to place me. Good evening, I said calmly, enjoying the amount of recognition as it dawned in their eyes. Lily, my mother whispered, what are you doing here? I work here, I replied simply. Actually, I own here, all 50 floors of it. My father's jaw dropped. He finally connected the dots. Uraru, Lily Parker, the CEO of Phoenix Social. The very same. I stood up, walking around my desk though. I'm surprised you didn't recognize me sooner after all. I'm just doing computer stuff. Right? They stared at my office, taking in the view, the expensive furniture, the wall of magazine covers, featuring my face. Their daughter, their ordinary daughter, was now worth billions. Why didn't you tell us? My mother's voice cracked. We've been struggling so much, and all this time, I cut her off. All this time, like when you threw my things out the window, when you kicked me out for a minute. This influencer dreams. When you saw me ordinary, we were wrong. My father said quickly, we see that now, but surely as family. I laughed. Like how you were family to me 6 years ago. It picked up a folder from my desk and handed it to them. Inside, you'll find your assigned offices to clean. You'll start with the executive floor. My floor. Your direct supervisor is Maya. You remember Maya, right? The friend who took Min when you threw me out. Maya appeared in the doorway, clipboard in hand. Professional, but with a glint of satisfaction in her eyes. This is... My mother whispered, cruel. I raised an eyebrow. I gave you jobs when no one else would. Real jobs, not like Amanda's influencer career. Speaking of which, I pressed a button on my desk and my wall screen lit up with Amanda's social media statistics, the plummeting follower counts, the failed sponsored posts, the desperate attempts to go viral on Phoenix Social. Your extraordinary has been applying for an entry-level position in our marketing department. I denied her application personally, 3 times. My father's face arraigned. Now wait a minute. No, you wait. I cut him off for 6 years. I've waited, built this company from the ground up, turned that computer stuff you dismissed into an empire. And now ya work for me. I sat back down at my desk, pulling up some documents on my computer. Find your assignments, get positively. Your performance will be monitored like any other employee. Do well and you'll keep your jobs. Fail and you'll be fired. Just like you fired me from buying your daughter, please. My mother stepped forward. We can fix this. We're still family. No, I said quietly, we stopped buying family the night you chose Samanda's ring lights over your other daughter's future. Now, we're just employer and employees, and I expect my offices to be spotless. I turned back to me work, dismissing them with a wave. You can start with the windows. I like being able to see clearly from up here. They stood there for a moment longer. The teat of their choices finally crashing down around them, then slowly they became clean. Later that night, as they finished their first shift, I watched them leave through the lobby security camera. They looked shell-shocked, broken, finally understanding what they'd thrown away 6 years ago. My phone buzzed and a third desperate message from Amanda. Mom and Dad told me everything. How could you be so heartless? We're your family. I opened Edmi laptop, the new one, not the crackadone in the display case, and typed out Eris Bones. No, Amanda, I'm not heartless, I'm just ordinary. Remember now, if you'll excuse me, I have a company to run. Feel free to post about this on your social media. Oh wait, you can't. Your follower count isn't high enough to reach any onion more. I closed my laptop and looked out at the city lights, thinking a booth at night 6 years ago. About laptop screens and broken dreams and parents couldn't see past their own expectations. Sometimes success isn't about proving others wrong. Sometimes about proving yourself right. And sometimes the best revenge isn't just becoming successful. It's making those who doubted you clean the windows of your success every single day. Maya knocked on my door. Your parents' first performance review is scheduled for next week. Should I be extra thorough? I smiled, remembering all the thorough and my room Amanda had done while taking gate over. Be very thorough after all. It picked up a framed photo of that cracked laptop. We wouldn't want to be ordinary about it, because in the end, the ordinary daughter had built something extraordinary. And now every morning my parents would ride the elevator up, to the floor with my name on it, push their cleaning cart past my office, and remember the night they threw away their chance to be part of my success story. Sometimes karma doesn't just come full circle. Sometimes it comes with a mop and bucket and a perfect view of everything you lost.